Okay, now I want to do two things here. I want to look at this and show you what a profile view of the grading we just created looks like. Okay, so it'd be like a side view, and we're going to cover this in part 3, but we're going to be using a tool called Quick Profiles. And quick profiles are a way we can just do, like the name implies, just a quick little slice of a project just to see what it's like, and sometimes we can find some errors. So again, we've got at this point, we've got our basin created here. Okay, so the basin is a nice little hole area where it will hold our stormwater. And up here is a fill area we did to make these lots a little bit more developable. Okay, so what we want to use for this is under Profiles. You're going to come up here and you're going to choose Quick Profile. Okay, and like the name implies, it's just a temporary profile view. Okay, and we're just going to use the point method. Pretty simple. And the cool thing about this is that I believe when you save this drawing, it just disappears anyway, so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so let's go ahead and click this Quick Profile, and it's going to select, hey, select an object. Well, we're going to use, instead of selecting an object, we're just going to go down, we're going to do it by points. Okay, and we want to make sure we got a nice slice all the way down through these areas. So we're going to start up here. I'm going to make sure we're outside of the grading for this parcel. So I'm going to just click out by the road, and I'm going to just go straight down all the way bisecting on the other side of my basin and click here, and then I'm going to hit enter. And then it says, okay, what surfaces do we want to include for this profile? And I want to include them all. I want the basin in there, I want the existing grade, and I want my lot. And you can do the different profile styles, but that's good. You just accept default, hit OK. And let's make sure to put it over here so it's out of the way, and click. And there it is. We can cross that off. And that is showing what the grade is. So this is the lot grading we just did. So that's a nice flat area we created. So it's a side view of it. You can see that's the 190. And that's the embankment. This is a 3-to-1 slope. So that's that fill area right here. Okay. And then it comes down, and that's my basin. So this is now the new existing grade as it comes down. That's that surface here. It comes down and creates this depression area and then comes back up. Okay. So that's just a nice way of looking at it and doing a quick profile. Okay, now I want to create a different type of surface. And this is called the volume surface, a tin volume surface. And this is where we can generate the amount of earthwork that is being done here. And I've got 2 areas that I want to create earthwork. Okay, and we usually measure that in the amount of cubic yards. And so to be either cubic yards fill, meaning I've got to put dirt in place, or cubic yards of cut. So we'll do this one up here first. Okay, so we want to create a new surface. So we're going to create a new surface in this area. And so I've got to go to my prospector folder. So I got to put on tool space here. So I'm going to go to surfaces. And I'm going to click on surfaces, and I'm going to go create surface. Okay, and here is the type of surface. I don't want a tin surface here. I want to do a tin volume surface. And I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to name this one volume lot 124. So this is going to be a surface a tin volume surface that's going to tell me how much earthwork we're doing on lot 124. Surface style, this doesn't really matter because it's more of a volume surface, so that's fine. Now here's where it's important. So the base surface, that's the surface that we're starting with. Okay, in this case, it's going to be the existing grade. That's our base. Okay, and I hit OK. And the comparison surface, in this case, is going to be the surface we created here, lot 124. Okay? And I'm just going to hit OK. So that's how I define it. And there it did create that volume surface. Now let's look at it. See, that's how it denotes it. It's different. You see how it's like a little fill area under there, a little highlighted blue? Okay. And under definitions, that's how it's going to be defined. Okay. So now let's click on there and let's go to surface properties for that. Okay. And here's the basic information on it. You know, that's the name. And here it was defined, you know, it's composite surface, okay? And the surfaces used to create this are lot 124 and the base, okay? That's everything. Here's the analysis we're using, and let's look at our statistics. This is what I want to find out. I want to find out the volume. So I click on volume, and there's some things you'll learn later about doing earthwork calculations, but we're just going to keep it simple. We're using a cut factor of 1 and a fill factor of 1. And it's telling me here, and as expected, it's almost entirely fill. Okay, so in this case, it requires 2,135 cubic yards of fill for that. Okay, and it's what we expected because it was just that we're filling in that area to level it off. Okay, and that is it. So let's do another one. Now let's do right-click on surface. Let's create a surface. This is also going to be the volume surface, tin volume surface. Let's name this one. And I'm going to call this one vol for volume and basin. Okay, base surface, existing grade, because that's what we're comparing to. Okay, kind of making a sandwich, so to speak, and I want to know what's in between the top and bottom piece of bread. Comparison surface, we're going to choose, it's going to be basin. Okay, and this is where you can specify those cut factors. We're going to leave those be and hit OK, and there it is created. Let's look at it, and now I've got my tin volume, or my volume basin. I go to my surface properties to get that information, right to my statistics, hit the volume, and as expected, look, I've got cut. It's all cut. It is just cutting right in that hillside, and it's 7,954 cubic yards. So it's a big cut. We got plenty of dirt on site. I could use this dirt and use it to fill in that lot. All right. And that's how we would perform a volume calculation. And to do that, we create these volume surfaces. Okay. These are tin volume surfaces.